sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
This is Dan Jurgen.
This is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action.
This is Mark Wade, writer of Superman Birthright.
And you're listening to the Krypton Report.
The Krypton Report podcast is dedicated to all things Superman, Supergirl, and the planet Krypton. We discuss movies, TV, game, comics, and all things DC. So join me, Tyler, with my co-host James and Jania.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Krypton Report special holiday Patreon exclusive. We'd like to, this year, give you the gift of hearing what we do over on our Patreon. It's just $1 a month. We do commentary tracks and special episodes. We just started up, so we're building up our back catalog. But as our gift to you, here is Shazam. Merry Christmas. And check out patreon.com/KryptonReport for just $1 a month. Enjoy.
Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Krypton Report. It's Patreon special of Shazam. And not only is it me and James, who else is here today?
The Superboy Solomon, bruh.
Yeah. And,
Nice.
And we got in the background little special Alora. She's joined us, hasn't she, James?
Yep, Alora's over here. She was fussing just before we recorded. Now she started recording, and now she's eating. And Jamie is here next to me.
And we also have our dog, Krypto.
Krypto and Scooby are here, too. So it's Christmas time, and we're doing Shazam, because it is a Christmas movie. And like we always try to do a commentary. And our rule is roughly, about 2 years, James? We try to wait roughly over a year for sure. But the only time we made the exception is when Ginny and I did Birds of Prey. So we could do that before the Suicide Squad. That was a year apart. But other than that, we try to give it some time so that when we return to a property, we have a little bit of a different maybe thought process. So, but I'm going to watch on HBO Max because we can't find the remote to our 4K Blu-ray player. We think Sayla probably hid it on us because she's prone to do that. So we're going to watch on HBO Max.
Yes. Which?
She 3, 4?
4.
4 now?
Yep.
3 and 4-year-olds are holy terror, man.
Uh-huh.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm just a 6 years old.
And if anyone's wondering what it's like to be at my house at Christmas or on any given day, you remember that scene in Home Alone where Joe Pesci's standing there trying to talk to somebody? And he's like, okay, no parents, no one's here, no one lives here. All right, that's my life. I'm just feeling like, what's going on? Everyone's just zooming around. So,
Kids scurrying everywhere.
Yeah, I'm queued up. I'm at 000. What are you at?
Well, I'm on my Prime, and it started with the whole, Warner Brothers digital distribution, and stay tuned after for special features. So I'm at like 12 seconds.
Okay.
I did see the first lightning bolt.
Me too.
At the very opening.
Yep, that's what I just did. So
I paused it immediately, and it's like gone.
So we're both going to hit play, and we might be a second off. We're going to try to see. This is the interesting part about digital, people, especially digital from different places. But here we go. Are you ready, Solomon?
Yeah, I was born ready.
All right. So we go 1, 2, 3, James, and then we press play. Ready? 1, 2, 3, play.
Whoa, that's
I see the Warner Brothers picture. Oh, I gotta turn my television down just a tad.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Well, that Warner Brothers.
So we got the clouds, we got the red WB and the new line. It's so weird to me.
I got the red DC logo.
Me too. We also have the red DC.
It's just so weird.
New line.
Like the new line. Like what? Like it's Warner Brothers, but why is it being produced by New Line?
Well, New Line is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. Yeah, I think it was so they could keep the cost down a little bit.
So now I see some snow.
Upstate New York, 1974. John Glover's so fantastic. Doesn't matter what he does.
I know. I watched Scrooge the other day.
Scrooged. I even love him as Jason Woodrue as crazy man and Batman and Robin.
Yep. No, see, so I love that it's Christmas time. And it started with, music for Do You Hear What I Hear?
Yeah. You know it's a Christmas movie when it starts with a Christmas song.
Right. I watched this Christmas movie, and it was supposed to be a Christmas genre mashup. They didn't use any Christmas music in it. And I'm like, okay, you're totally missing.
Jack. So we also got our super puppy named Krypton the Super Dog.
I like the Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah. I think it's really cool how the symbols for the 7 sins pop up as the different sides of the Magic 8 Ball.
Now we have the king's priest.
I love how this movie just gets right into it.
We have the kids screaming, flashlights going everywhere, and his mom's out. And then he's freaking out.
How freaky would that be, though? Driving down the road and then you look up, you're in the back seat of the car and nobody's driving anymore.
How would that be, Solomon? If all of a sudden you look at the driver's seat and it's gone?
You were left alone in the car.
I'll be okay. I'll drive.
You can drive, but you just gotta hit the pedals.
I don't need no car.
As long as you can steer it to a stop, right?
Is that a bass or a cello off to the side? There's Mr. Mind.
Oh yeah, Mr. Mind.
I love that they showed Mr. Mind right out the gate.
It's one of those things that if you, like us, we know what it is. But as a movie person, you wouldn't know. It's just something there.
Yeah.
So now we have the stones of the monsters. They look kind of ugly.
I love this scene.
I like how the sins are. I think the sins are kind of cool looking as monsters, and they have a little bit of some of them have something that represents them a little bit, but they actually don't. That's actually one thing I think that's a little off from the comics. They made them just look like monsters, whereas in the comics they still look like monsters, but they have something that identifies them as lust, gluttony, pride, wrath, greed.
I think lust would have been very interesting if it was like a androgynous looking creature that took like a human form. And then depending on what your appeal is, it would kind of shift itself to appeal to you.
This is kind of my favorite part. I just don't
love Jamon Hansu.
Why is what is his name? Now we have the monsters talking, glowing red eyes. They don't scare me at all. Look at you, Sue.
It was a little interesting. It gave me a very Ghostbusters feel. With the scenes.
I don't know why that. You have to name. I wish you could make these monsters bigger.
The red eyes are cool.
And I like the way the Sandman here. I like how he has a red coat. I do not like how he has the gold chains on.
That is pretty mean, though. You will never be worthy.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it always the way, though?
Yeah. And
they create their own villains.
Yep.
I'm not saying that
this is epic. The spin out.
Swizzle, took me to a castle.
Wizard. Oh, this little white village.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I like how it cuts to the 50s music.
Yeah.
It's almost a juxtaposition of the tragedy.
Yeah, you certainly don't think of a car being smoked and flipped side over side.
I just want to tell you, why that kid not buckled?
Thank you, Solomon. Right from the mouth of a 6-year-old about having a seatbelt on.
Well, that's good. But it was the 70s. Nobody buckled up in the 70s.
Yeah, true.
I remember when I was a kid, I opened the door while we were driving and looked out at the ground while we were driving, and I was unbuckled. I got in trouble.
What, you get in the car with Grandpa? What do you want, a seatbelt? Seatbelt. Go funny, kid. So Grandpa... This is pretty epic, the way he's laying there looking at his son. Like, I almost thought he was dead.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die too. I thought that was gonna be the implication. Then we, see later that he's paralyzed in the accident.
That's
Find
cool.
us.
How the sins mark him.
Yeah.
I just want to say that that monster was kind of scary. Okay.
And the Rock of Eternity is pretty awesome, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, the sins on the left side, I mean, that's the way it's always drawn. And then the 7 thrones.
That was kind of cool. I like how it went like...
And I love how the title's got the exclamation point. It's not just Shazam, it's Shazam!
Oh, yeah. Here we are. Philly, yeah. Have you ever watched any of the deleted scenes or alternate takes to this?
I did when I first got it, when the movie first came out, so it's been a little while.
Well,
You'd have to jog my memory.
The one I found most interesting, like, I won't get to the deleted scenes later, but was the alternate take of when they did the, Eye of the Tiger lightning scene, how he was just being on a street corner. And then they showed, the cut, and Warner Brothers liked it, and then gave them the money to go film back in Philly at the Rocky Stairs.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's the Annabelle doll to the left in the bottom corner.
Oh, yep, there's Annabelle right there.
Okay.
Well, that's, what's the director's name? David Sandberg. There we go. Yeah, David Sandberg. As soon as I asked the question, the name came to me.
I mean, I think out of the 3 Annabelle films, he directed the best one. So,
Yeah. It was Creation, right?
Whoever lied to...
Creation was definitely the best Annabelle. It was the scariest one.
Whoever lied to that police? I mean...
He's trying to find his mom, and it's tough.
And
Walkie-talkie.
I like the fact right there. I like how Tawny's not in this, but kind of is.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiger imagery.
On the back.
presents wrapped,
Thank you, Sarah.
and I got a card.
Thank you. She's fine. Oh, look. The biggest villain in the entire DC universe right there.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Jania? Sure. Isn't she the most evil villain out of all the DC villains we've ever seen?
No.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
I think
She's the biggest villain in the DC universe.
Exactly. And that creepy guy right there working the carny. he wanted the tiger behind him. We saw the tiger on the backpack.
And you can see, I like how in his memory of it here, like it's very bright, and the time he spends with his mother is like so loving and everything, because through the eyes of a child, that's what it would seem like. And then later on, when we get to that,
just please don't.
The color's been toned down heavily.
Yes. And then the school mascot's a tiger, and then there's like 2 tigers or the gold button clasps on where his cape is on his suit.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Now, do we know if Dijon Hansu is going to be in
Black Adam?
Yeah.
I have not heard officially that I can recall, but he has to be.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
I mean, he absolutely has to be.
It would be really weird if he's not.
Yeah, it would be absolutely weird if they did another actor as Wizard.
I love this movie. I just want to put that out there. Like, I like how this movie is the perfect way of it's connected to the DC universe. It's part of it, but it's not hand-fisted hard in there. Like, the DC stuff's going on over here, like Superman and Batman and all that. And Shazam's over here doing his thing, you know?
I like how we have. I don't know why there's so many nativity scenes.
Because it's Christmas time.
Which I think, I mean, I think it's to its benefit, you know, that it's not like they didn't force in all this stuff to make it connected to the DC universe that had come out prior.
You sure about that?
But, I mean, in my opinion, that's the way all of them should be, you know? I mean, each trilogy, I mean, just quote, you know, quote unquote trilogy. Each movie and its sequels. I love the smiley faces, the Watchmen nod, which I think is fantastic. You know, I'm really glad that he gave a nod to Watchmen when Watchmen has nothing to do with Shazam or hardly the DC universe prior to, you know, Doomsday Clock. But I think every movie should almost, especially the first one, stand on its own without having to have a cameo from somebody else in a prior. I mean, maybe putting in a cameo of somebody who's going to have their own later or something. That might be something interesting.
Or like a post-credit. Like, we'll get to post-credit discussion when we get there.
Yeah, but I think each movie should feel like its own thing, because that's the same thing as it is with comics, you know. And I know we've discussed that before, that each comic is written and drawn by somebody else. By a different team, and each movie is made by a different team, and each one should have its own feel, its own tone, its own atmosphere.
Back in the dark ages, I love them too.
Reference to his blood pressure because he feels.
I just want to say that I wonder how Shazam 2 is gonna be.
Yeah,
I definitely hope to see the parents again in Shazam 2. They're really good. I enjoy the parents.
I think the parents for sure. In Fury of the Gods, I think one of the beats should be the parents learning. You know, because that's how obviously it came in the comic. If you look at we're talking the Jeff Johns 2-volume run, you know.
Well, you can see they drew a lot from Jeff Johns' New 52 interpretation of Shazam. That was the backups to the Justice League.
Yeah, he did his. Because if you look at that run, and then when he did that second run, that was like 13 issues or whatever, they feel like 2 volumes of one Shazam story. And I feel like that's the characterizations we're getting here.
Yeah.
And there's Mary, who, what's so interesting about her is when they power up later, I didn't realize it was a different actress. And now in the new movie, it is the same actress. Like, it's just her.
Well, you almost couldn't even tell
Exactly.
that she was a different actress. That was very, very, they look so similar. And yeah, it's awesome. She gets to play the adult version of her. What's actually very interesting, a little off topic real quick, is her characterization in the current Young Justice episodes.
Yes.
Of Mary Marvel.
I just have to say that Spider-Man looks like Peter Parker in the first movie, Spider-Man. He looks kind of
like Billy? Yeah, he looks like Billy. I mean, I can see Asher Angel as a Peter Parker if he didn't have something on. Yeah. I like how we're introduced to each of the children.
This is Billy Batson.
Like in their environment.
So you make him feel at home, okay?
I like the bunk beds with the stickers all over it.
One weird thing is, you know the Romans used to brush their teeth with their urine? And apparently it works.
Yeah. Ready?
That's okay.
Look, he's got an Aquaman shirt on.
What? That's the one.
Oh, it's a long way down. Trust me, I speak from experience.
Oh yeah, he does have an Aquaman shirt on.
Victor, push me.
There's a Superman thing above him in the back.
Jack Dylan Grazer, he's great. He's a good actor.
I see Superman's toy. Or finger or what? I don't know what that is.
Kidding, I get it. You look at me and you're like, why so dark? You're disabled foster, you got it all, right?
Disabled foster, got it all.
Is that a Batman batarang?
I love how the batarang resembles is the same batarang they use in BVS and Justice League.
I mean, look, there's a Superman right there. The newspapers, we saw like he has some frame. The Wonder Woman action figure.
Yeah, some of the newspaper he's got got the Black Zero event.
Exactly.
What's Black Zero?
That's Zod's ship in Man of Steel.
Okay.
Yeah, when Zod's ship destroyed so much of Metropolis.
Now we did kind of like move quickly when they talked about it was like 20 some Rachel Batsons or whatever.
How does Billy Batson have a notebook?
You got one. Just like you want a notebook, you got a notebook. I'll get you a notebook. You can write in it.
Yeah. Oh, you throw the notebook in the trash.
That was a pretty cool addition, I think. You know, him finding all the different Rachel Batsons he could.
Well, I mean, it builds strength to the line that the social worker said. She said, "Why are you searching for someone who's not searching for you?"
Yeah.
I
love
his Superman backpack.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I want that Superman. I like how Darla has her own color scheme, purple. I mean, they all do. It's all, but hers is like really pops. Like green, blue. Darla's so sweet. I just wanted to adopt her. I would.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Billy. Put it deep. What a debog.
I really like how he has a Superman backpack.
Mm-hmm.
He said I must be pure of heart. He
I
called
had a
himself
lot
a
of
wizard, even just like a
It's so interesting. There's David Sandberg's wife right there.
Yeah.
You're saying that other
He puts her like in every one of his movies, and yeah, her right there.
You remember what he said?
If anyone is interested, him and his wife made like a little short mini horror film when the pandemic first started at From Home. It's on his YouTube and everything. It's like about a shadow kind of thing. It's really cool. Like it's really neat to watch.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
Really?
How do you know?
Recurrent imagery has proven very common in cases of mass hysteria.
What was interesting is in all the marketing for this, they never showed the sins. This was really marketed more as the family movie.
Wait.
Yeah.
It has a ball that says 8. The one that we saw that had the words on it.
Mark Strong.
Mark Strong's great.
Sorry, Miss Claude. But as
I love Mark Strong.
I mean, he was one of the standouts in the Green Lantern movie.
If anyone from that movie could come back, he was who I would pick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, we had Jamon Hansu as the Wizard, and we also had him as the Fish King.
Yep.
I'd be fine with him coming back as Sinestro, him playing Savannah and Sinestro, because all of the makeup couldn't even tell.
Yep. And
like
he's that good of an actor.
I mean, he's an alien character, and
that's cool on the alarm clock.
What is happening? Anyway.
What I think is really cool about this is how so many people were tested.
Yes.
Like
all kinds of
all kinds of people from all over the world were tested.
I just want to say that
56 recorded productions.
56.
Yeah, 56. That's a lot. All over the world.
I like this. This is his personal room where it looks like she's never been in it.
Wait, why is there more? Does he have a secret door?
Yeah, he does, buddy. All these years.
Yeah, like
pacing.
Yeah, she doesn't even really know what she's involved in. I think she's like researching some kind of
mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria, group hallucination type thing.
Why is he marking letters on his door?
That's the difference. It's interesting he has this door. Like, what would have led him to this door? Because they're not in actuality studying mass hysteria. But all these people have seen it. Every single is absolutely. What you need, buddy?
Under normal malfunctions, and your first thought is proof of a wizard.
Proof of a wizard.
Come on, Jade, I'll be back in a minute.
I love how it comes on, but like, it's interesting that this happens to her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's the 7 deadly sins, you know?
Was she not chosen to be interviewed? You know what I'm saying? And because Savannah had once been, like, if he would have touched it, it would have worked. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or is it like their invitation to him?
Maybe.
Not like the wizard, you know, not the wizard bringing people in, but like the sin's invitation to him and the reason she touched it. Yeah, that's done very good.
I mean, I think that's one thing I like about it. Like, the budget for this is relatively small, but it does not feel it. It feels amazing.
Yeah. I mean, just the Rock of Eternity.
I mean, that set looks dope as can be. You know, and I like, I've had this conversation before with like Brian about the idea of like the chosen one, and that kind of can be a stigma. We were talking about like in the Amazing Spider-Man how Peter in The Amazing Spider-Man is one of the chosen one, and then just being the random act. And that's kind of like how this deconstructs that, where, he's looking for the absolute pure in heart, and Billy's like, there is nobody who's pure in heart. It's amazing how just the lights of their eyes help them to create fear.
Right.
And emotion and appeal.
I hear yours in the background a little bit. Makes it a little hard to hear you sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's not very loud. It's just loud enough. You know what I mean?
Yep. Me and Solomon are chilling on the couch in the living room.
Oh no. I mean, why does Steve? I mean, don't see like the monster.
I thought this was kind of wild how they all enter that and then it enters him. Like, goes into his friggin' eye.
I thought it was cool how it was done, so you really don't see it go into his eye.
Yeah.
And it's interesting just because, they need him as like a vessel to carry them.
Yeah. We were talking about the budget, this movie only had $100 million budget. Which for these superhero films is relatively small.
With a great cast.
Yeah.
With a quality cast.
Cast is certainly where a lot of budget goes on a lot of,
Yes.
People get paid outlandish amounts just to do it,
That, or they take, sometimes the smart things what they do is they'll take profit off the back end for their salary. So they'll take up front, they'll work for scale, and then take a percentage price off the back end. That way there's less money having to be invested to get it made.
Right. It's funny that
it's true.
That a lot of
it's
funny that a lot of people don't do that now because Jack Nicholson made that like huge. Like he's made so much money from the Joker. Like that's why they don't produce Jack Nicholson merchandise, because he would get all the money. He would get so much money from it.
So did Carrie Fisher. Like she took a percentage for Star Wars instead of an outright pay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just have to say that
it breaks my heart that he just dumped his lunch like that. Like he didn't even eat it; he just dumped it. I was like, it makes me go, oh.
He threw the whole tray away. He didn't even dump it and stuff. Man, these freaking kids need to be arrested, man.
Dude, they just straight up hit him with a truck.
Yeah.
Like this is some D-bag level. Like it. I like how he's looking.
You're like Nemesis. Oh.
I like this. Like,
I honestly don't know if I hate the kids in these boys in the movie more, or the characters they play in the comic, or from the comic. You know what I mean? Like they're just horrible.
Oh God!
The one who had nunchucks in his back? Yeah. It's like. I like how they tried, like Darlo tried, and, he was your fake family, and it was when he said something about his mom that Billy's like, oh, okay, that ain't right,
Yeah.
But that's how it should be. Like, you gotta stand up for him. You can't let bullies win,
Yeah. The movie does a really good job about the family aspect, about him, not accepting not accepting family. Family isn't just who you came from and your blood. Because I mean, there are a lot of people who are blood, just terrible people, and they don't care about you. Unfortunately,
it's about who cares about you.
Yeah, family is who actually cares, puts in the effort to actually be there.
Like our good friend Mr. Diesel says, I don't got friends. I got family.
I got fam.
And when we go to the Leaf Place for dinner, as Sayla calls it because she's obsessed with it, when you're there, you're family.
Awesome.
And there's also these like iPads that you can play on while you wait for your food.
Yeah. My father-in-law asked Sayla where she wanted to go for dinner, and she's like, the Leaf Place, Papa, the Leaf Place.
The Leaf Place?
Like, what? And Jania looks at him and goes, Olive Garden. Holy moly.
This is pretty cool.
Taking a train to the Rock of Eternity.
I love he looks at the stops, the maps. And he's like, where is this supposed to be?
Because he's still a child, like, he still thinks like a kid. He's still, experiencing what it's like to be a child, Right? I love that subtlety. Because, like, as a moviegoer, Jania had no idea who that was or anything. So she was just, it kind of like, okay, maybe that's important.
Hey, guys,
Well, even, just 20 minutes later?
Yeah.
You saw the case and the caterpillar, and then they focus on the case, and it's gone. Good.
Yeah, Mr. Mine is gone.
Yeah, Mr. Mine is free.
Done.
And, it's kind of like Billy is there almost out of necessity. Like, he gets the ability almost out of necessity. But it was the right choice.
Right.
30. Billy Bats.
Right.
See, I'd love to learn more about, like, I've always had an interesting, like, my thought of, like, when it comes to Shazam is, like, Shazam's giving him, the champion, his power. And then Billy shares the power. Right? So, like, let's say Billy's 100%. If he shares with Freddy, is that 50-50? And then, they share with Darla and Eugene. Is that 25-25-25?
There's our Black Adam reference.
Yep. So Solomon, right there, he's referencing and talking about Black Adam. So will we get like I really would love a prologue of like this in Black Adam.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have to give me the whole like him getting the power to kind of open up, kind of like in The Mummy Returns almost. Like this is of Black Adam with the sins, and then Shazam having to imprison him, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how that's all going to work together, like the sins and Black Adam, and like, because he's not a hero, and in that time, like he was a hero to his people initially, but then he turned bad, turned evil.
Like the Scorpion King.
Yeah, like the Scorpion King. It's like the same character.
Like the Lizard King.
Yeah.
Just adult humor enough that we get it. The kids that don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, at least it was very simple.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm just like gross. Like, I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to touch the stick, Like the.
I just want to say.
I like how he called them his brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Something else I'm curious about is prior Shazam. But I've seen the Rock of Eternity in at least one other thing. The Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam short.
Yeah.
And there was the one throne, just the wizard on. But the thing I'm actually curious about here is, I know the multiple thrones, the 7 thrones, comes from the New 52 version of the Rock of Eternity, where you see during Trinity War, where you see the people Pandora and the Judas, who becomes the Phantom. No, not the Phantom Stranger.
Yeah, it's the Phantom Stranger.
He's the Phantom Stranger. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to think of the 3 characters who were there. One was Pandora. One was the Phantom Stranger. I can't remember the other. But yeah, how they were all those wizards in the thrones.
No, this is interesting how he's peeling away. I wonder if in Black Adam they'll address what the different letters mean. Because for Black Adam, there's supposed to be different letters. The Shazam word that he's supposed to say supposed to represent different, more Egyptian-based deities.
Yeah. I've read it before.
I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Right. It's still Shazam, but it's the letters are all from the Egyptian deities as opposed to the Greek. So
I love his suit. Okay, I love the short cape with the hood. I love the hood. It's just something slightly different. And his costume, we talked about this before. It's just padded enough. I feel like it teeters on that line at certain parts where it looks too much, but it also looks good.
Yeah, I mean, Zachary Levi got big. You know, I mean, he got real big. You could see the training videos prior to the release of this during film and everything. He got really big. He got very muscular. But you know, you give him a couple more years, and he actually develops that muscle maturity. Naturally, the muscles are bigger. Naturally, the muscles are more defined. I like that the suits now come. Fury of the Gods are leaner. They're not as padded out.
I love Zach Levi's energy. I mean, I've always liked Zach Levi from when I watched him on Chuck, when he was in Psych the movie. You know, he did the voice in Tangled. You know, he's done a lot of smaller stuff like that, and I've enjoyed him in what I've seen. So when he got this, I was like, sweet, because he just has that presence. And Janina told me before, it's you love Superman and everything, but if you were a superhero, you'd probably be Shazam. Even though you're a full adult right now, she's like, you're still a child.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. She's like, if you were to make a movie, she's like, you probably would have directed Shazam because you would want to bring that humor, playfulness. I'm like,
right. I like when they talk about.
Here's the bullet. I took it. Oh no. Stupid adult hands.
Right. I do like when they were talking about the casting process and how Zachary Levi came in. He wasn't, unlike others, he wasn't trying to be a kid in an adult's body. Like Tom Hanks in Big. You know what I mean? Yeah. Acts like a kid. The only thing that I find a little discrepancy between is this how Billy would be as a grown? You know what I mean?
See, I always had the thought,
personality wise.
See, I always took it as it's the same personality. Superman. It's the same personality he has, but the look is your idea of the perfect adult. That's why I always thought it'd be fun to write a Billy Batson Shazam story, the quote unquote last Shazam story, where he's 40 and he's overweight slightly and all that, and then when he turns to Shazam, now he's younger as Shazam and he's perfectly fit. because the Shazam is the perfect version of like the idolized version, compared to what you really are.
Right. Like you said 40s. I almost think like 50s or something.
That would work too.
Would be and like how is his human life? How is the fact that he focuses more on trying to be Shazam and being that perfect specimen and being that perfect specimen, how has that affected his act, maybe his love life, maybe his family? Did he have any children? Do they speak to him anymore because he's trying to be the superhero as opposed to somebody's father? You know what I mean? All the testing stuff from here and the montage we get to see is great.
I love the illumination of his costume, just like the light and the electricity, and I love the whole like trying to find out his like right there how he ran super fast, hyperspeed.
I do like. I like that his speed looks different.
Smart. Oh,
I'm your age. Regular age ladies.
It's not that he's trying to be a kid. He has the youthful energy. I like the fact that they have this kind of gag of they don't know what to call him.
Yeah, like all his different YouTube videos, like the Red Cyclone and Power Boy. It's like my manager.
And how a kid would be when he has superpowers, like compared to how an adult would be.
No idea how strong he is.
Hyperspeed, electric movement, super strength. Dude, you're stuffed.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah.
Not quite.
He doesn't have the super hearing.
That still can't fly.
Who made 73 bucks? I love this. This really is like a feel-good superhero movie. Like, there's stakes to it, but you're just having fun. Like his face right there. Freddy's face.
And then Freddy's face, he's just like.
I don't know about this. I don't even think I need. Freddy, would you relax?
The thing about like super speed, it's so interesting. Like, I almost want to make a video of like all the different films that have utilized like super speed and how they all find different ways of making it look. Like, from recently The Eternals to here to Smallville to The Flash on TV, both versions of Quicksilver. I love it. Dude,
yeah. They all have something different, something unique to each one of them. I haven't seen The Eternals yet. We were actually just talking about The Eternals earlier today, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Marvel's Superman."
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is. It goes in my they don't shy away from it at all in the movie.
I'm gonna check it out next month when it comes to Disney Plus stuff.
Oh yeah, you totally should.
Oh, I absolutely am. Yeah.
I love this. He's like, here, shoot me here. Shoot me in the face.
Shoot me in the face.
He's like they're out.
They're like, yeah, sure. Let me shoot him in the face. Let me just murder this guy in the middle of the quick stop.
Right, don't even think about it. The people right here. I love this. They got the beer. They can look it out. Spit it out.
That tastes like actual vomit. Well, you know, as a kid, you wouldn't know a good beer if you tasted it anyways.
Can I say that? And then they got Fritos. There goes Super Sailor running to bed. That's not my name.
Captain Sparkle Fingers. You almost wonder if that was Freddie's way of flirting with her. Oh my God, a payphone.
James, they exist.
Right? But no phone booth. That's
no
phone.
Look at that Christmas tree.
I mean, no offense, but like at first you're kind of like
How Darla is.
Nick.
This movie's just fun. I like the lightning bolt on his boots. Sitting on the Philadelphia stairs.
Have a bunk bed instead of a layer.
Drinking some Red Bull. I love this. He's like, I'm going to find him. We'll be the first to take him back.
I like that. I think the parents are great. The parents are written really well in the comic books, you know, as very caring, very loving. And I like these actors. They're great.
I agree. I love it because I believe them. And the fact, like, he says, you know, like, we go from foster care. We understand it.
Yeah.
You know, it just tells
He
you.
said he ran away twice.
I like how he hears them, you know.
Yeah.
It's
home is a place you choose.
My brother just signed up.
I like she's very worried.
Yes.
I like the mother. She looked very worried that Billy's gone.
He said night. They're like, it's Billy. He's just tired of laryngitis. Does anyone ever really have laryngitis, or is that just one of those things they made up?
Betty Bye. This is Betty Bye.
I like how he's glowing in the dark.
It's not going to make her less scared. I like that it blasted a hole through the roof, though.
Yeah, because the lightning has to, like, actually go back.
Change a light bulb.
You can't tell anybody about this time.
I think that was the biggest laugh of the whole friggin' first time I saw it. I was screwing. Moderate. Or good at
She's such a pure voice of innocence. Oh, using the good sister against her.
Yep. He nailed it, though. He nailed it on how to have her keep the secret.
Yeah, he did. Okay, so this scene right here.
Manipulative.
They actually, like, this was a reshoot with more money because they actually did one kind of similar to this where it's one of the deleted scenes that they're at the Savannah home or whatever for a Christmas party, and that's when Thad shows up. And then they redid it like this. And this is the scene, like, I mean,
this seems scarier.
Yeah, this is scary. Like, I mean, I'm not terrified. Like, I'm an adult here, okay? But like, in the tone of the entire movie, like this adds weight that the bad guy is scary. It is pretty horrifying in some parts. Like, and this is the thing that almost to me like teeters. Like, is it too much or not? And I say that because the marketing for this film was so much of like the family superhero movie, the one that everyone can go and enjoy. And then this scene is just so dark that it really surprises you because they didn't market the sins as being in this movie.
Oh, not at all. They hid basically the villains except for the fact that Savannah was in it. But yeah, he throws his brother out of the window. I mean, how many stories are they up? I mean, 30, 40?
Outlook not so good. The season of giving to give you. But it shows you just how dark he had become because of his father and the way, his father treated him. So, like right here, I don't know which sin is what,
Yeah, I mean, I know greed is the 4 arms. I know wrath is that really big one right there, the red one. One that basically bites this dude's head off.
Yeah, they could have, like that right there to me was a little, you could have cut before that mouth was over top of it.
I think that's lust right there with the tongue. Envy's the little.
Yeah. Now see how this is an interesting cut. Like it's effective, but it's scary with him like on the outside and just like hearing stuff.
Everybody smashing against the glass.
Yeah. Like let us out. Like I almost like you could have ended the scene right there. But no, we go back inside to find out what happens to Papa.
Yeah. Sloth is the big fat one.
Who's the one with the wings? I mean, you want the company. Technically, wouldn't the company become his once his father dies anyways?
Right. Brother's dead. The street pancake.
There's 6 of them free, right? Because the one's still inside him at all times, basically.
Well, I don't know if like at the moment, but I know later they are.
Yeah, I'm trying to count. Maybe they're all 7 out. There was a shot I was trying to count.
Well, see, because his eye isn't glowing right now.
Right.
I think all 7 of them are out. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6. And see, now the eye's glowing.
Yep. And there's 7. So yeah, all 7 were out.
And Greed's got the 4 arms.
Yeah. Well, you only got to see a couple of the statues with their name, like posted right under it, like as they focused on, and you could see both the statue and the name. And Greed was one of
them. Family is more than just a word. That's Savannah.
After I just murdered my family.
It is the story of family, Who's more evil, Savannah or Billy's mom? Billy's mom.
I think Billy's mom.
I don't know if they just park like that. Like, how does it not get towed? Whoosh. There's a Batman backpack.
And this is absolutely what they deserve. This damn truck. At the very least.
love it. They hear it with their key. And it just drops.
But at this point, where did it come from? Because Shazam can't fly yet.
I figured he just threw it in the air.
Just came in, threw it in the air, and ran out.
Yeah, because you hear whoosh.
I don't think that's going to buff out.
I like how he has a camera mounted to the top of his helmet. You know, like, where does he get this camera from?
Someone who's hatching schemes.
This face? Yeah.
And it's so funny the security guard verifies that right away. You look like you're up to something.
He's like, sure, kid. Shazam. Hey there, son. Son I have. You know who's now wearing the awkward trench coat that the other guy was just carrying?
Right.
The security guard, all the kids admire. Moron.
Detective Moran.
It's Moran. I doubled the R, bro.
Because the detective is sitting in the halls of school.
Yeah.
In a security guard job.
This is cool how they're tossing stuff and it's just electric. Don't try it at home like an idiot. Super strength test one. Doing the floss. I love this.
I mean, picking Queen for the song. I mean, yeah, it's so versatile. It's so great. It gets you hyped for the montage.
I just like the way this is filmed because it looks like it's like filmed both. There's Ace Chemical.
Oh, Ace Chemicals. That's funny. I don't recall if I've actually ever seen that.
Nope, I haven't either just now. So I'm actually paying attention to other stuff because, I've already seen this movie. So I'm paying attention to other stuff.
I like this test. Secret fire immunity.
I like how he uses immunity. It's like very video game language.
Right.
Fire, like we would have said like fireproof or invincible or invulnerable. Like they're like immunity. I'm sorry, he's running.
He's immune to fire. Red Cyclone, Power Boy, Zapped in America, Mr. Philadelphia.
Super strength test.
Thunder Crack.
That just sounds horrible. This is Thunder Crack. Dude, he would all that, like, with as much as he's getting views so quickly, he should, like, start making some money from YouTube.
Right.
So they would be able to, they'd have to, like, they'd figure out who he is, like Freddy.
Yeah, it'd be really easy to find out who's uploading.
I love these scenes.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know. You're sure. I got my job. That's why you don't mess with electricity.
Catchphrases are not super powerful. That must have been an iPhone.
Dr. Pepper. Awesome. And there wasn't any Dr. Pepper Shazam cans, were there?
No, not that I recall.
Exactly. I mean, we had them for Wonder Woman. We had them for BVS.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Shazam.
I love that they go back to, I don't even know how to pee in this. And he changes. The trap.
The gentleman's
Where their boobs. A teenage boy.
I'm gonna money.
Dude, they were very convincing. I was gonna say that's what strippers get paid for. Be convincing.
I don't know how you look. Raiden versus Johnny Cage playing Xbox. They just took out an ATM.
Like his fingers are like super fast.
I think it's interesting the real estate. So Darla has like her own room, but yet Freddie and Billy are bunking together. And in that shot, look, there was another set of bunk beds in that room on a cliff, castle-esque type thing. Overlooking some water.
Oh, when you got that many people, I mean, you got the boys bunking together.
Maximum voltage. Oh yeah, you can call me Max.
Something between 1 and 7.
He's like, what am I running a foster home now?
Captain Sparkle Fingers. He pushed him off.
He's got another Aquaman shirt on. I do like that he's like hero manager and his logo was Superman. Look at that computer. So there's that.
Frequency fling.
You think they would have like? See, Laura doesn't like those names.
She doesn't like those names. She thinks those names are horrible.
Yeah, Superman's going to bring it. Oh, right there, foreshadowing.
I love that they name drop Superman so many times.
Yeah, because that's Freddy's hero, you know?
Yeah. Aquaman lifeguard t-shirt.
And here they are fighting. This thing is as much mine as it is yours. What a good brother do you have. I missed the dinner table. Our dinner table's all covered in crap in the corner right now because of the kitchen remodel. So we just eat wherever.
Controversy. Into it. Share with us your perspective, Eugene.
Just saying, is what? Charging people's phones? So what?
But it. You charge it. Phone with a plug.
Costume stupid.
Costume stupid.
Freddy the specialist.
Very specific. Right.
Darla just keeps eating. She's like, yeah.
Sometimes a superhero just wants a little, me time. It also be construed as pushing away his family. Not what they are now. Classic symptom of superhero syndrome. Coined by German psychologist Heinrich von German something.
Sure, something.
I like how I said son. Name one cool sidekick. Robin. Robin's awesome.
I think it's funny how they didn't drop any names, though, any other sidekicks. Darla.
Who else would
I'm eating.
Who else would they say besides Robin? And dude, I love his Superman shirt because I had that shirt, the Hot Topic Man of Steel exclusive, and then the flippin' dog tore a hole in it, and you can never find it again.
Yeah, I was sad when my Man of Steel shirt wore out.
I was also sad that I had the Hot Topic, excuse me, the Hot Topic Superman Returns shirt, and my ex-fiance, little bad person she took it.
Horrible.
I don't know if she should burn in Hades, but that's past. But whatever. Just for the shirt thing, who cares about the relationship and heartbreak? Just take him the shirt,
Yeah, just taking the shirt, she should burn in hell.
I do like this right here, like seeing him run and catch her. And I like how they're not trying to it's like a general brother-sister relationship. There's no love interest in this movie. It's like the love of family, which is really weird, I bet.
I'm okay. Thank you.
I like how she's meeting a superhero and she's like chill. Like, yeah, I'm okay. Solomon had to go. He had to go do something, and then now he's going to bed because he got in trouble for not listening from earlier. So we will miss him for the rest of this recording. But he was having a blast. He's a cool kid. Remember, people, listen to your parents. It's a good thing to listen to your parents.
Yep, parents are not just telling stuff, trying to. We've had experiences. It's also to pass on knowledge.
Yes, it is. I like this where she's telling Billy, hey, he's like, oh, you need some advice? Don't worry about other people. Look for number one. It's so interesting how he's just...
Gandhi said that.
You gotta do you. Gotta look out for you. She doesn't want to leave because she actually genuinely cares about those people. You want to live in a group home for the rest of your life? Okay. You can take care of yourself. Look both ways. Look across the street. Poor Freddy. Red Cyclone. Even there's little kids there. Kind of makes me think of our kids' school, the way it's built, the high school, the middle school, and the elementary all connect.
Yeah.
It's like one massive school complex.
Right.
Here we go.
I think what's really cool is the it's Fawcett School in Philadelphia,
yes.
not a city called Fawcett.
Yes, I like how it honors both versions.
Yeah, Fawcett Comics and
it is interesting that it's in Philadelphia, just for the sheer fact most DC stuff, they put them in fictitious cities compared to Marvel, it's in the real world type cities, but yet Shazam is in Philadelphia in the New 52. I love how they're arguing out in public. And everybody's got their phone recording it. Lightning with my hands. Just from a filming point of view, this is weird stuff I know. That was filmed in Philadelphia. This is filmed in Canada.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So now oh, man.
Movie magic.
Yep. I like how he ran. He just looked great. Holy moly. I like how there's this. It's so weird here because this whole scene feels very bright. It's very bright. There's a sheen to where you're oh, is it just bright or is it green screen in certain parts? But it still all looks great. And I just like that it's, this.
Ow. That looked like it hurt. I bet it did.
It's him, that superhero guy. I love the guy. He's laying on the glass. I love he's looking at it.
What is he?
He brings over a mattress and he looks at it.
Like, he even picked up that mattress.
It's like the grossest mattress. And the guy's shaking his head
like, no way. I am not falling on that mattress. I'd rather die.
Just couldn't catch it. You know, if he knew how to fly right now, it would be he wouldn't have this issue.
Yep, he could have flown straight up and pushed it right back onto the bridge.
I got it. And I'm just going to say, from a physics point of view, I know there's suspension of disbelief and all that, but the fact that he's catching it at the glass, his hand should have busted through that glass. He's holding it by the glass right now. Like, when it fell and he caught it like that, it should have busted through the glass.
Yeah, the weight of the dog. Please.
I like how there's just traffic driving by. Like, oh, there's just some dude in a red suit catching a bus. No big deal.
Well, I mean, if I lived in the DC universe, I mean, probably seen it on TV a number of times. Maybe not in person, though. I mean, it's like rubbernecking. You know what I mean? You drive down the highway, and everybody's slowing down to see something on the other side of the road that they can't see anyways.
Yeah. I like this. Being interviewed. I like how he was even like, it was kind of my fault. I'm sorry. And then I
caught it.
You take selfies and make people pay you. And he called him Billy. That's what's so interesting. I love this part. You think I would love to have what you have? I would kill to have it. Desperate attempt to get people to notice me. Some hardcore stuff. I like this.
I mean, it's like mid-20s probably.
Even like 30. I like how
I mean, he hit him hard though. No?
Yeah, he did with truth.
Yeah.
I like this. The so-called perfect man, pure of heart. What made you so worthy? So you're like a bad guy, right?
You're like a bad guy, right?
On top of the police car and the bloody nose. I like the fact that, like, in a way, Savannah is just an imitation of what the power that Billy has, because his power comes from this.
Did not see that one come.
Get your grandpa. I like the fist catch. And then Savannah flying right here. Because it makes you think, is Savannah doing it, or is it the sins inside him doing it? Like, he doesn't have to learn how to fly because they do it for him. If that makes sense. Ow. Punches him. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Surprised they didn't do a needle drop of R. Kelly right there. You know, I guess if he had a different past, that they might have.
Yep. I like that shot right of him, how he just stopped and he's hovering right above, like, About what, a foot off the ground, you're starting to fly. Gets hit by cars.
I mean, him learning to fly right here kind of reminds me of how awkward it was for Tobey Maguire to learn how to web sling in the first Spider-Man.
I agree.
You can fly?
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
So we're going to start playing Peter Pan now?
Yep. Who's the other guy? Santa.
After you guys go crashing through the street.
Santa's always here for you.
Help Santa. This Santa, he's ridiculous. I'm chilling here.
You don't have to fight this guy. You can run.
This toy store is hilarious.
Because I love that it's filled with actual merchandise. Like
Wonder Woman. The DC superhero girls. Go get him, Batman.
But it's all the toys that you could actually go to the store and buy.
All the DC multiverse toys right there.
Yeah. Like in the DC Imaginext. Like Solomon has that Batbot right there. It was in the shot. Like all this stuff is the big reference.
Yeah.
Like, everything in that toy store, you could go and buy because it's legit merch. It's not like fake stuff that was created for this movie. Like that's legit stuff.
Yeah.
Look at Payless shoes. Those aren't even around anymore. And over there, let's just take a moment, James. He's in a toy store in a shopping mall. What is that having?
I know, right?
Christmas time?
Like they hardly have toy stores anymore as it is. I mean, the toy store in the mall around here is kind of generic. Is very generic, actually. I mean, it's nothing like the KB toys or anything like that we had growing up.
I mean, for a while, for a few Christmases and stuff, they had like Toys R Us pop-ups, like before Toys R Us went out, like that were like expresses or whatever that would just kind of like the way Spirit Halloween does, but it would be a toy store. So it'd be a Toys R Us toy store just like set up in the mall just for the season.
Right.
Like right around they would be there from like Thanksgiving till like after the New Year, so for about 2 months. And then they, go away. And I'm just like, I miss that, man. I miss going to the mall and going shopping.
Yeah. The really interesting thing there, or the really interesting thing about the toy store and all the superhero toys and things that they have, one, these superheroes are known worldwide, and two, I mean, that's how the world is these days. You know what I mean? Trying to not monopolize, but capitalize. There we go. Wrong word. Capitalize on merchandising.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, I mean, I like it how in the comics, like, you find out that they kind of have a licensing deal where they sell all that stuff and they get a percentage. And that's what helps fund their superheroing.
Well, I think that's what helps fund the cleanup and the rebuild from superheroing.
Like that one show that, could have been good that sucked. Powerless. That surprisingly is not remembered or on HBO or anything.
I have it on Prime.
Do you?
Yeah. I bought
it?
I bought the season on Prime.
Oh, man, that's cool. I thought it was a cool idea until they tried to like bring in Van Wayne and try to without, that was just too much. But so I like this right here. I like the newscast and Eugene, Mary, Darla, and Silent Thunder in the background. That's what I'm going to call him because Pedro, just quiet, just sits in the back.
Yeah.
I like how they're putting it together because they're smart kids. You called me Mary. Better than Martha.
Right.
I like Darla right here. Human Power Stone.
I'm a good sister. That young girl is very good. She's a very good actress.
Dude, both Darla casting is spot on. Like, in just a little bit that Megan Good is given to be Darla, you can feel that she's channeling the young Darla.
Yeah, I think out of all of the adults, all of the Shazamly when transformed,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Darla and Freddy's characterizations are like the most spot on. I mean, Eugene isn't too hard. I mean, get an Asian guy doing video game references, and that's all they did for him. So.
Yes. And Pedro's just quiet.
Yeah, he has very little personality in the movie. He's very quiet all the time. He only says a couple. They basically give you the subtext on the fact that he's gay, that he wants to be strong because he's working out.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
I like how Eugene found his mom. Is like giving him the breakdown. She's 2 subway stops away. She went back to her maiden name. And that's why he couldn't find her, because she didn't want nothing to do with him. Victor and Rosa. I'm a foster mom. What's your superpower?
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
In a world where superpowers exist, it's just...
I like how Darla's getting her shoes on. She's got her coat. She's like, I'm ready. And they're all coming back inside. She's like, we're going to wait here for now. Oh. Oh, man. And what I think is interesting does... what a douchebag.
Yeah. The thing is, I was just curious as to why they changed Freddy just a little bit, because he walked with 2 canes. In the comics, he's got one on each arm. And
maybe for filming.
Yeah, why he only walked with one. Just a curiosity thing. It's not anything I have a problem.
Well, think about how much he does with his other hand. Like you saw with the video camera, and he's trying to keep up with Billy. I think it might be more problematic with both, just from a filming point of view.
Well, yeah, I mean, he couldn't do much. Had to walk around with 2, and he couldn't do anything. Yeah.
Look, the most evil person in the entire DC universe. More evil than Zod, Lex Luthor, Doomsday.
Maybe even more evil than Darkseid.
Even Darkseid, that's cold.
Right? I think even Darkseid would think that's cold. And he traded away his son.
I mean, look at this. She didn't reckon, she has no recollection of him, no acknowledgement.
Well, I mean, right there, she just said it's no one. I'm curious if they're going to bring his dad in at all, because they don't do anything with his dad in this one.
I think that's something you could do like in a third movie if you wanted to.
If you wanted to. I think they leave it open for it. And we know Jeff John's like last 13 issues on Shazam, he showed up.
Yeah. And then you find out Billy can only share the power with so many people. Like it's not unlimited. Like it's only up to the 7.
Yeah.
So here we go. Like you said, here's the
scene. Her memory of it. The color's desaturated. It's not as bright.
And very same kind of lines, but just what do you call it? Delivered different.
Yeah. Then right here, how do that?
And then
but that's not how it works, though. I mean, yeah, abandoning a child is just abandoning a child, but the cops, like, you have no idea what that kid is going to raise that kid. A group home, a foster home, an orphanage, like, is the kid going to grow up? Like, no idea. How can you say that the kid's going to be better off?
They weren't able to track her down or find her. Because right there's his catharsis, love, like, and then he gives, like, the way he's held on to that, she doesn't even remember it.
Yeah, what's this? And it's literally the last thing she gave. Super villain. This is still the coolest shot.
Oh, yeah. Like, just how it starts with him right there. Just gives me chills. Oh, it's a good family Christmas wreath. Savannah's just disgusted by family. You know, it's like you look at it, he killed his blood family. Billy's blood family doesn't want him. And then these people are, boom. I love superhero landing. I love the illumination of like the light. So you just get that in the background.
Right.
Like that shot of him standing outside. Oh, Pedro talks.
Yeah. Which is really funny about the sequel, the reveal they made, and making fun of the fact that his suit lit up in the first one, and the lightning bolt is lighting up the second one.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that should be lit up at all times, but like you could light it up, you know, like from inside.
Right.
Channel power through
like the Black Adam one, the way it's like burning through.
Yes.
It looks really cool.
Basically 15.
So, I mean, it looks really cool, the LED light, you know, and the light up lightning bolt. But then forward and you see the different things that they could do, like the next one, it doesn't light up. See, I'm sure there's some different effects to it or whatever. Post, but then also like you see the change to the Black Adam way that it's lit up. It's like burning, like it's red hot. It looked really cool. Like I love the evolution of the light.
I think some of like the his suit being as big as it is because they had to run like wires or something through it to help power that light. If I remember right, it seemed like a behind the scenes thing, but
right.
They're going back to the Rock.
Jamie's getting.
She should. It is emotional.
It is.
I like how that, like, when I first saw this movie in theaters, like, around this part right here is where I had to run Solomon to the bathroom, so I missed little bits of this. Now I'm just watching it, I'm like, oh, man.
Right. Well, you get that from time to time, doing commentaries where you're like, sucked in now, just watching.
It is.
And there had to be a decent amount of, there had to be a little bit of power there. It had kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's if I remember, that's why the suit was like padded as much as it was, because they had to do that too. See, I always thought it'd be interesting if they had done something where the sins, like each one of the family members had to face like their sin, because they each dealt with something different, like in themselves. But that would take a lot more story time.
Yeah.
See, that's a cool shot of all the sins in him. Well, there's lust. Oh, okay. There's wrath.
Yep.
There's sloth. Oh, thanks. Captions. Now that they're actually talking. It's the first time I think it's shown their actual names. Battering to the back of the head. It's a good throw. But it serves a point too, as he sees him bleeding, because they were all out.
Yeah. And he sees it heal up. Well, what he told him, no weapon of mortal man.
Well, that's from Batman. So
Still a mortal
doesn't matter.
weapon.
Doesn't matter. It's from Batman's.
Right?
I'm Batman.
Because it's Batman.
Oh man, the most beautiful woman just walked by. Man, she's in the other room with the Christmas tree. Why is this door open? It's like a closet door. It's too small.
It's the closet under the stairs.
What are they, Harry Potter now? Get under there. Get under there, Billy.
That's what we should turn it. That's what we should turn the closet under the stairs and punish. Lock them in it. No, not like Harry Potter. Lock them under the stairs. Oh, okay. Shucks.
I'll show up dressed as Dobby. I'll save you, little children. Give me socks. I'm a 6 foot tall Dobby.
Tyler said he's a 6 foot tall Dobby. Give me socks and I will save.
See, I like this.
Yeah. I like that they put
that
these other lands in here. Like that's the animal land.
I like that it wasn't like Tiger, like Tawny, or like. This is nice. Just kind of alluding to the 7 magic lands.
Like the monster land. You get to see a lot more in Jeff Johns' latest of the different lands.
He's like, no more doors. People on him. I thought about the subway. I was on the subway. So where
Think about any place except for here. Wonder what place a teenage boy is going to think about.
Yeah, I know. Totally
know. The trap.
Our matey. Free hot wings, man.
Why are you covering my eyes?
When Darla
Why can't I see it? The music was here.
Where's Fred? Like, he got her name Sriracha already.
He's got glitter on his face.
I know, he's covered in glitter. I like that, Darla. They've got glitter?
Such a sweet, innocent little girl. I like how you ran off like that with Freddie. Everyone else was like, what? We're not good enough to be carried too, Billy? Like, Winter Carnival. I love this Winter Carnival. That's like so dope.
Philadelphia.
I'd go to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything anymore around here, I guess. I mean, we did kind of have a like parade wannabe thing from the fire department. That was kind of cool. Our town's really small now. It's really town, like really small. Shazam! Hey, where'd he go? Where did you come from, kid? Like no one puts it together.
Right. Well, you know,
like, you know how there's thing 1 and thing 2? Look, it's D-Bag 1 and D-Bag 2.
Right.
Who are about to be in a Final Destination movie.
They deserve to be in a Final Destination.
I pitched Janine the other night my Final Destination movie idea. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off my
every few days I'm throwing ideas James' way for my Resident Evil pitch.
Santa. It's the same Santa. He's like, oh no. That's the.
At least his hat caught on fire. He tossed that little kid off of him and said, "Help Santa." Plus, he knows.
You're my best friend once you die. A superhero can't save his family. He's not much of a hero. I love this shot right here.
That was a decent catchphrase. Yeah, I like that. Huh. They do a good job of calling back things.
It's a very well done script.
Yeah.
Like right here, he catches the fist. He's more confident in himself now, and he has a reason. You know.
Yeah, he's got a reason. He's got people to protect. I mean, he called him his family.
Or try that again. They're like, he's kind of got laser eyes. He more like shut out one of the sins. Wrath, I think.
Yeah.
I don't watch this one enough. Like, I don't have time to rewatch as much stuff as I'd like to, but I just really enjoy this movie.
Right. It's the it's a problem with the fact that there's so much content now. Like, it's the golden age of content. Before we watched everything we get our hands on, it was a thing. Now there's so much. It's like I need more time to rewatch stuff that I really like.
You know, it's like, you know, before we like, it's not that great, but it's what we got, so we'll love it. You know, now we're like, nah, like, there's other stuff out there. Each one's that's creepy and messed up right there.
Yeah, that big gluttony one.
It definitely does feel like, oh, I love this part with the dad and the daughter.
I love he gives her a tiger.
Right, exactly. He's like, here, take it. It's yours. Hold it tight. Close your eyes. This will be okay.
that's what, like, in a way that's always what he wanted. You know, he wanted someone to tell him that. I like that he's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying. Like his face, like he flew through. Like, oh, nuts. Yeah, that's wrath.
Yeah, that makes. I mean, the fact that he can't even touch the sin. It's like I don't know, like, how he would beyond stopping Savannah the way he does. Like, how is he supposed to stop the sins? You know, it seems like the sins are unstoppable.
Well, it's like he has other power, but he just doesn't always know them. You know, and that's the thing with what Shazam gets into, like, about him actually being able to do magic and stuff, because he is magical. But it's one of those things, like you gotta think about it, he wasn't trained on anything. Like, as soon as the wizard gave him his powers, like, the wizard was gone. You know? Unlike, you know, anything else where he actually gets to train. Shazam. I said a lot.
And that's a different thing here in this too. Under the water, he couldn't say, even if he shouted Shazam, it hurt. That Superman, Shazam, Turn of Black Adam, when he falls into the water and he says Shazam, and the bubble breaks the top of the water and the voice, you know, escapes the confines of the water, he changes.
Yep. Darla. Of course he's going to go after Darla because he's a D-bag, and that's the easiest thing for him to pick on is a little girl.
Rip it out.
I just noticed how one of the sins was walking back, wasn't there at first. He's kneeling before Savannah. Hands on the pole. Seeing he had to call the sins into him. That right there makes me wonder if he
like standing tall, his chest out, his wings and turns.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just thinking, like, the sins have to be inside of him to get the power because he's not technically being shared the power or given the power. You know what I'm saying? Like, the natural way. It's like a force.
Right. Well, in this case, I don't even think that, like, he's giving the powers to Savannah. I think the sins are more trying to have him give the power away, so there is no champion to stop them. Yeah, that was good.
It's a simple, dude. I got so excited at this part in the theater.
Me too.
When they all scream Shazam.
And I thought it was awesome. It was like, oh sweet, give the Shazam family right out the gate.
Right, and not wait. And there they are. Superman, Flash.
Right. There's Superman right there.
there's Flash.
Yep.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, is when they were going to do Justice League Mortal back in like 2007, 2008, and they were going to film the George Miller Justice League film. The actor JD, who's playing the older buff Pedro right here, was cast as Superman, and
Adrian Brody plays the older Freddy.
Was cast as the Flash, the Wally West Flash, if I remember right. It's interesting how some of them, they're all gold, but they look a little more silver. I mean, yeah. I like how if you look, Darla's boots are different. She has like a skirt side, even though she's wearing pants. You know, in her costume, it's not just the same thing but purple. Like the guys' costumes all look the same. But like Mary actually has the traditional Mary Marvel skirt. And Darla, like I said, has like pants and like short boots, more like shoes. But she also has a little like.
And I like how they all like exhibit a specific power. Like Darla is fast, Pedro is strong, Eugene has the electricity manipulation, and Freddy flies.
Yeah. It's like, dude, is that the power, or is that just what connects with them as a person more? You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw how Pedro just desires strength and wants to be strong, so that's like the power. You know, and earlier, Freddy was talking about flight. So that's what it exemplifies from love. That's hilarious. I've studied the fighting techniques of every single superhero.
Well, that's terrifying.
I like the caption that said "Superhero Freddy."
Well, they don't call him Captain Marvel Jr.
No, that'd be weird. Because then what would Pedro be? Captain Marvel Jr.
Right.
And then like we just keep adding it on. I love this part right here.
Yeah, this was a good laugh too. Like for Superman, it'd be fine. You can monologue as far away as you want. I can hear you.
I'm gonna feast on your heart. That's some dark stuff.
Speaking faint. I don't hear anything. African.
The kid with the Batman and Superman toys.
Those are cool toys, man.
I know. I wonder what figures those are, because I've not seen those before.
Yeah, they don't look like 12-inch, but they also 6-inch multiverse.
Right. Like those people. Oh wait, those are the bullies from school. Yeah, we won't get there. Wow,
I think right. I think they all have like all of the power, but each one is like more specialized in a specific one.
Yeah. Look at Pedro.
Yeah, that guy was cast as Superman in No Justice League.
I wonder what he would have done. You know,
Guy in.
Yeah, like how he would have been Superman and Clark. Like, I like this how she grabs him when she's running.
Well, it was.
I know. They're supposed to be making a documentary.
And that's the guy. That's the guy we just saw in Smallville. Had telekinetic power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another super DC tie-in.
Yeah, legacy casting. He was Justin.
Yeah.
Smallville.
He was the worthless
Lionel
Santa.
Luthor from Smallville, yep. John Glover, yeah. Hadouken. Street Fighter.
I like how my name is Darla. I've been really good this year. He's just like, what? Let's say most everyone should be off the Ferris wheel, so.
Except bullies.
Yeah, they deserve to sweat it a little bit.
Well, heck, the way they were freaking hitting a disabled kid with a truck, I mean, they deserve to crash down, not just get their freaking suitcase wedgies.
But it's Freddy that saves them, though.
Yes, which is good. I mean, that's what a hero does. Saves the people who deserve to crash. You know, I'm honestly kind of surprised that they never had him wear the hood for it.
Just the one time when he shows up.
Oh yeah, he does have. He comes up to the window.
That's it. You know, that's the only time. I love that. I thought it would be way hotter, if I'm being honest. He's just chilling with that annoying kid. Like, it makes you wonder if like Savan was trying to hold him in there.
Makes you wonder if Savan is even really aware of the fact, you know what I mean, that he's nothing, that he doesn't have these powers out. You know, because he drew Envy out, like taunted him until it came out. You know, if Savannah was truly worried about anything, like trying to put him in, you know, like he was trying to, like, why would he fly if he knew for some reason he was taunted into coming out, you know?
Exactly. I like how you said Shazam and the lightning bolt destroyed the sin. And in a way, I kind of like the idea, like, the sins represent, like, the culmination of, like, the sin exists.
See, sin reforms right here.
Yeah. It's kind of like you can't destroy this sin because they exist because the people of the nature of the human heart or the human condition, however you want to say it, like it's because they're not exactly a physical form. They exist because we all have these sins and are capable of them.
Right.
I like this how he pulls it out.
Because the family isn't getting any of them either.
They're doing just enough to keep them busy, you know what I'm saying, and trying to keep people safe while the main battle's here.
Some good strong words.
And they all fly in to fatality.
I love this.
Yeah.
What's that? Give me that. Can you hear that where I want it?
I do like the idea that they were talking about, like, he said only somebody pure of heart can resist them. I don't think it's the fact that, like, I don't know. It's not the fact that because he said that doesn't exist, but somebody just can resist that temptation.
Yeah.
Resist being so sinful.
I was noticing how, if you look, the costumes of each one of them, like their hoods, like Pedro doesn't have a hood. Freddy has a hood.
Dean has.
Darla and Mary don't.
No.
Which is cool, just the little thing, little touches.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Shazam family in cuts.
Yes.
You know, and are we going to get them more than the final act?
Yeah, I think we will. It'll probably open with some sort of scene with all of them.
See, Pedro's got this nice collar on the back of his cape.
Yeah, I like the collar. I like hoods, but I never use my hood.
Layer.
We got a layer. Now, see, one of the deleted scenes is when they're all sitting on the thrones. One of the deleted scenes is they're all sitting on the thrones, and they're looking at each other and stuff, and they're smiling, and they all kind of turn and pan, and Darla points out that there's a seventh one, like someone's not here.
Right. Now you see the Santa here in this scene doing this rant he's doing, cussing on, like, it fits in this movie.
Yeah, Joss Whedon.
But it doesn't fit in Justice League.
Victor.
It seems in this movie it fits, but in that movie it just seems like a cheap way to get laughs. Cheap way to present some humor.
It is. This fits the tone, and like, especially because we've seen this Santa 3 times. Like, that's our 3rd time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for him going crazy like that makes sense because he was in the mall, he was there, and he's having all this stuff happen to him. It makes sense.
Yeah. Here we go.
Captain Sparkle Fingers. That's what I'm gonna start.
He's got a Wonder Woman shirt. It's got the God Killer sword on it.
That's what happens when you mix with electricity. I'm gonna start using that, man.
Nope.
At the end of every recording, I'm like, that's what happens when you mess with electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking his fries and elbowing him in the head.
Like, you have different lunch periods and, like, maybe different schools even, because, like, Mary's a senior and Darla's, like, in elementary. I love this. But being a dope superhero, true story. Best bud in the whole world. It still gives me chills. I don't care.
Oh yeah, it's freaking awesome. I love it.
He's like, oh.
I think just the fact that everything was so fresh when it came out, the whole Zack Snyder Justice League
everything that happened behind the scenes, the fact that nobody knows. I mean, hell, even right now, it's still a little iffy just because of the fact of Henry Cavill's future as the character is still unknown. But just, but now that it's had some time to sit, like, it just gives you chills, and it's really awesome to see that they at least, pull in the DC universe more.
Yeah. They changed, we've talked about how they changed the Superman costume just a little bit by adding that red around it, which I like. Yeah,
he had the red around the waist. It even had some gold in there around the waist, and that design down the leg was red too.
I'll admit, when I saw this movie, I didn't realize how much these credits here were kind of ripping off Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, really?
Like, I just didn't think about it, but like, I do think it's a better use of a Ramones song with "I Don't Want to Grow Up" compared to using Blitzkrieg Bop.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say, okay, we'll watch this through the first post-credit scene. I think the second post-credit scene is worthless in this, with, like, trying to talk to fish thing. That should have just been in the training montage. There's actually, the scene I like is the deleted scene. It's unfinished, but it's on the deleted scenes of, they're sitting around watching TV, and the mom's like telling them they should go and do something, and they see that there's a bank robbery, and they're like, "Oh, let's go." And they're like, "Rosa, we're gonna go outside." And you see them walk in the backyard, and they're walking, and they all say Shazam, and they turn and start to fly up. And I'm like, that would have been a much better post-credit scene than like the whole fish joke thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. It's only for a, and because Aquaman came out.
Yeah, because I joked how I wish this would have come out when Aquaman did because of the Christmas vibe of this movie, and this came out in spring, and Aquaman has more of that summer adventure vibe, But this came out in 19, and Aquaman was December of 18. So here we are, Savannah in his cell, and I mean, we don't even know if we'll ever get anything with like Savannah and Mr. Mind, unless I really wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't start filming right now. Go, with Fear of the Gods being in post, if they just start really quickly filming Shazam, with Black Adam. So that, you could do something. I mean, they still can. There's still time with the idea of like releasing Black Adam in 2022, Shazam in 2023, and then, Shazam 3 in 2024.
I like that. I mean, God. I mean, that's one character. It's Mr. Mind.
I remember some of it, but it's kind of like the Ultra Humanite.
I do know that he's like some kind of ancient. I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. Kind of like the Ultra Humanite, where like his story is kind of different and changed over the years and adapted, and that's kind of how Mr. Mind is.
Right. But he's probably been around for almost as long, right?
Merry Christmas, James.
Merry Christmas.
We made it through Shazam, and it was a pleasant experience. I wish Solomon got to hang out with us the whole time, but kids, they gotta behave. But thanks, dear listeners, enjoying our time, and this is what we do on the $1 a month Patreon. We have fun, we joke, we have a good time. So let us know, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night or morning. That's from me, from my family, and James's family to all of you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Shazam.
Do you like movies? Of course you do. Do you like comic book movies? Of course you do. Well, our Patreon is launched now. It's $1 a month. That's all we ask. $1 a month to hear great content. And right now, one of the biggest things we're doing on our Patreon is movie commentaries. I am a movie person, and I love to talk about movies. So what we're doing is at least 2 movie commentaries a month. You'll hear the wonderful voice of my wife, Jania, more often, and other special shows. Check out our Patreon at KryptonReport.com/Patreon. And all we ask is, hey, $1. It helps us keep the show on. We're not looking to get rich. We just help with the cost of doing this, and it helps a friend out. You loan a friend $1, you probably have $1 lying around the house and change. So check out patreon.com/KryptonReport. Sign up for the $1 a month and send us a message. You can be on the podcast. We can talk about something, anything you want to talk about. You can join us for a movie commentary if you want. So check it out.
And if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.
If you're enjoying this podcast, here's some of our favorite podcasts to check out. Digging for Kryptonite, The Aspiring Kryptonian, Superman the Animated Podcast, The Last Sons of Krypton, The Geek of Steel, The All-Star Super Fan Podcast, It All Comes Back to Superman, and Superboy Legacy, Supergirl Radio, and of course, always hold on to Smallville. Check all those out, enjoy those supercasts, and remember, keep listening. The Krypton Report is a Tears production. We thank you for listening and enjoying, and please support us on our Patreon account, our TeePublic store, and check out our social media. Always remember to look up in the sky.